Module 3 is about the history of Six Sigma and what makes it different than other programs. This is useful context for people in managerial roles. Module 3 is devoted to the history of Six Sigma. We're going to start out with Motorola and the Malcolm Baldrige National Equality Award, where Six Sigma was kind of born in terms of national recognition. Then we're going to talk about some of the major practitioners in Part 2. Part 3 will talk a little bit about some of the evolution and morphing of Six Sigma over the last 20 years. Part 4 is devoted to issues and controversies related to Six Sigma. Part 5 talks about the project structure of Six Sigma and how critical that is to its success. And then finally, in Part 6, we're going to talk a little bit about how to improve the chances of success with a Six Sigma program. The objectives of this module are to provide some history and context for Six Sigma within the business arena, also to provide deeper understanding about what made Six Sigma different than previous movements and fads, and finally emphasize that the Six Sigma approach is really more of a philosophy that an organization needs to adapt to their own situation than a technique or a method. So Part 1 continues by talking about Motorola and the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, where we first saw Six Sigma. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award was established in 1987 by President Reagan. Its purpose was to promote quality within the United States and to publicize and share successful strategies between companies. There was a need to improve quality because of competition, and in the 80s the competition had really come to a head. And so American industry leaders and government leaders worked together to create the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. The award was named after Malcolm Baldrige, who was Secretary of Commerce from 1981 until his death in a rodeo accident in 1987. He was a real proponent for quality and thought it was a key long-term strategy for prosperity. He was a recognized leader in business and management and had put a lot of time into putting the requirements for the quality award together and to publicize it. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award has been around for over 20 years now. When it started out, there were only a few categories and a few awards given per year. But now up to 18 awards can be given annually in 6 different categories: manufacturing, service, small business, education, healthcare, and profit. And as of 2009, 84 organizations have received the award. Note that the award isn't given out according to any quota. If there aren't eligible companies available, then fewer awards are given out. Any U.S. company or its subdivisions or units of subdivisions are eligible to apply for the award. A small fee is charged, several $1,000s, but you get feedback from the Baldrige examiners on how to improve your processes and systems as part of participating with the Baldrige Award. And business and quality experts can apply to become Baldrige Award examiners. To apply, a company submits a 75-page application explaining their company's practices in the 7 criteria areas of the award. Baldrige examiners score each company based on how they compare to other companies, and then they can also put in comments and suggestions to help the company. The scores are totaled up, and then the highest scores become candidates for a site visit. And the site visit is used to verify the accuracy of the application, to make sure that companies that are considered for the award are actually doing what they say they're doing. The 7 Baldrige Award criteria are shown here on this slide: leadership, strategic planning, etc. There's 1,000 points possible, and it's divided up between these 7 areas. Each area has subtitles of areas that are covered. And if you've never looked at the Baldrige Award criteria, you really owe it to yourself to take a look. This is really a great format to use for evaluating your own company's processes. And if you don't have an idea of where to start, this is a really good place to look and get some starting points. One of the other uses for the Baldrige criteria besides the award is to help companies try to get their act together on streamlining their operations and putting emphasis in the right places. One of the requirements for the Baldrige competition is that winners are expected to share their strategies for success. In the first year, 1988, one of the winners was Motorola, and so they were obligated to share what they did in order to win the Baldrige Award. So as a result, Motorola got to share the Six Sigma program to the rest of the business world, and some major companies jumped right on board and implemented the program themselves. Some of the early implementers were Allied Signal, GE, and Honeywell. Motorola shared that all management employees had received Six Sigma training, including all executives. Training was customized based on position, and that Six Sigma oversight was at the executive level. They also shared that all division heads personally reported monthly on Six Sigma projects and their status. So there was a lot of executive accountability that was missing in the TQM and other previous continuous improvement movements. They were expected to understand and use quality tools such as control charts and Pareto charts. Let's end with this quote from Robert Galvin, former chairman of Motorola. He said, "We quickly learned if we could control variation, we could get all the parts and processes to work and get to an end result of 3.4 defects per million opportunities, or a Six Sigma level. Our people coined the term and it stuck. It was shorthand for people to understand that if you can control the variation, you can achieve remarkable results."